Welcome back, folks. It's another episode. It's about payroll. Oh my gosh, up to episode 212.
Yep.
Who would have
Who
thunk
would
it,
have thought it?
right?
We would have thought
What's
it.
up, Walt? How you doing,
We
sir?
thought it,
No, we did it. We did it in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. It was like, right? We were like, oh, we're gonna run out of payroll stuff to talk about.
Shame on us.
After a while, we hit our stride. Yeah, after a while, we were like, no, this is never gonna end.
Payroll's always changing. There's always gonna be
So
something to talk about. Yes, man.
for sure,
I'm
man. And it's so I feel like we're in a so exciting place right now.
yeah,
Sorry to cut
no,
you
you're
off.
good, man. Like I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a lot of the great things that we have on tap for ourselves and things to come. It's great to be in the weeds with this, right? Because it doesn't seem like work. It seems like, fun stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
enjoy.
we gotta make it
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta,
yeah.
you gotta make it
Yeah,
that
when you enjoy
for sure.
what you do, it's not work, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Um, great. Yeah, I'm great, man. Thank you.
Good, man.
I appreciate it. Well, I'm excited for today's topic. No guest today. We're gonna talk a little bit about the history of payroll.
Yeah.
I think a couple episodes back, we were like, it kind of hit us to talk about it, and I was like, well, let's do
Yeah.
that. Um, Ian Giles, if he ever publishes his book, is working on the world history of payroll, which is so far
Yep.
amazing. I need to keep bothering him about it. And but yeah, so got curious. So let's see. So the question that is gonna start us off is this: what part of payroll do you think has changed the least over the last 100 years?
What do I think has changed
The
the
least.
least over the
The
last
least. Right.
man?
It's a tough
The
one.
well, the least is the
Or not.
fact that we have to pay people, right?
There you go.
The fact that we have to pay people,
There you
like
go.
that's it. Like
E,
people need to get paid.
to your point, it still needs to be on time and
Yes,
accurate.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
That does not
Yep.
change.
Exactly, bro.
So start us off on this. You're gonna take us back through some things that
Yeah.
little pieces over time here.
Yeah, yeah. So look, man, so which, I guess, in your mind, which payroll law has had the biggest impact on our profession?
Oh, I think that's FLSA
Okay. Okay.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Mhm. It set the minimum wage
Yep.
standard,
Yep.
right?
OT, all those different things.
Yep. Yep.
Salary, hourly, all those different things.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I think also it covers child labor laws.
Yep.
So that's huge.
Mhm.
Unless you work for your parents, you can't abuse the child with labor.
Yep.
What else?
Yeah, man. So look, I guess in terms of, let me ask you this question then, like, if you could travel back in time and work in any payroll decade, which would you choose and why?
Hey, let's see if I any payroll decade. I would still I would jump to now.
Okay.
Like I would want to start now in the digital era. Like you and I both know about paychecks and like actually printing checks and having to give them out
Wooden time clock.
No, I never seen no wooden time clocks, but yes, we had a guest that told us about wooden time clocks, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
I did see my mom's, like I would go to work for my mom sometimes, not go to, but be there for some reason and see like those punch cards. You see it on TV as well. That's old school.
And the fact that some places still have those is crazy.
Yep. It is. What else?
So do you feel like overtime compliance is more confusing today than it was like decades ago?
don't even know what it was decades ago. Um, I wonder what, and I think again, that's also FLSA, which established in 1938.
Mhm.
So pre 1938, there probably wasn't even no such thing as overtime.
Okay. Mhm.
Um, I think it's probably just as confusing as it is now as it was then,
Okay.
because now with the OB3,
Yep.
it's forcing payroll professionals to really make sure they
Yep.
understand overtime, and you have to overstand. You can overstand it too. You have to overstand regular rate of
Yep.
pay, which plays into it. So it's really forcing us to re-examine and revisit what overtime even meant and how it means and how it's played out in visually calculations, all that to stay in compliance. It again, the OB3 is just reinforcing the FLSA in some parts of it. So probably just as confused now as they were when they first implemented it.
Yeah, it's always
For
it's always
real.
changing, right? Like, so there's always gonna be questions, always things to ask. So, like, yeah, it's probably more confusing now, like you said, just as confusing, when
Mhm.
it first started out.
Yep.
So, before I pass it back to you for the questions, do you think that payroll professionals get enough compliance training?
Mm. Probably not. No. No is, oh, excuse me. Hold
Yeah,
on for
yeah,
a second. Let me mute one.
yeah. I have to agree with you because I think a lot of the stuff I've learned, I had to learn through trial and error, crucible of the fire, whatever. Like, so,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
and it's very interesting because um someone just asked me. I was talking about the CPT program. I was talking to Troy Markuson, the payroll nerd, and we were talking about again, just we need new blood in payroll. Um, exciting different initiatives that we're going to help each other out with getting new blood into the workforce, and not only that, but into payroll, right? Not just the workforce, but specifically into payroll. So on that line, I was talking to a group of business owners yesterday, and I was just like, hey, looking for um, folks that are looking to pivot, career change, new grads, la la la. Here's the program, the CPT. We get them in entry level, teach you inside, getting them excited. And someone reached out right after the meeting. He was like, hey, my daughter just graduated, got a BA, and kind of like doesn't know, right? Doesn't know where to go with it. And which often happens. You get a
yes,
4-year degree, and now you're like, all right, well, now what?
yes,
Because you forgot to focus on what you were going to do after, or they did, and maybe the job market is not working out the way they thought. So she saw the CPT program. She's like, wow, this looks good, asking questions. And she's like, is this necessary to get a job in payroll? And I said, no, it's not. But because there aren't any set requirements like accounting, legal, medical, training, right? If you do something in these other fields, there are specific requirements that you have to get into or take and become certain to get into payroll, into that occupation. There isn't really that in payroll. So I was like, a lot of companies just make things up and create their own standards, and that doesn't always work out. I said, with her degree, if she got certified with the CPT, it would make her an outstanding candidate. And that's the game changer for it, right? And now what we're talking about, what we're working on is getting the graduates in front of companies that are looking for new payroll talent.
yes, bro. That's
So that is going to be a game changer
yes.
for us and the program. So I forgot what the question was, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it was. Do you think payroll pros get enough compliance training? And I was saying, and I was
Oh,
saying, like, I agree with you. I've had to learn a lot on the
yes.
job, instead of like
Yes.
getting like necessarily trained on certain
Yep.
things. I've gotten some training,
Yep.
but like the basics, like they basically say, hey, point you in the right
Yeah.
direction. Hey, go to FLSA and find out, go to the state site and find out or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Exactly right. And we are we need to change
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
We need to change that. We need to be able to set a standard and a path and an education path um that could be free
yeah,
because there is one,
yes, yeah.
right? There's a free education path. It takes a little bit more work and
Mhm.
intention, but there is a free one. Or you can follow the established, education paths that are out there. Not many, but come to career learning. We got an alternative out there for payroll learning. Um, and I have a lot of thoughts around this. What I wanted to share real quick though, before we move on, is in the see I found like a little snippet about early days of payroll. It says early America payroll was relatively informal. Many people worked on farms, family businesses, independent tradespeople, or apprentices. Compensation might include cash, food, housing, land, supplies, or share of whatever the business produced. An employee might be paid by the day, by the task, or by the amount of work completed. As the country became more industrialized during the 1800s, factories, mines, railroads, and large businesses began employing hundreds and eventually thousands of workers. That growth created the challenge and is probably the birth of the modern day payroll because now you needed to pay them accurately, hours. It started with it birthed the ledgers and calculations and things like that. So this little interesting tidbit about the early days of it all.
Nice, man.
All right, some questions. So technology then versus now, right?
Yeah.
How do you think technology has made payroll easier or different? So let me rephrase. Has technology made payroll easier or different?
I don't necessarily know that it's easier. I think it's become more efficient in a way, but as we've gotten more technology, like as that has improved, there's more
Can you hear you?
complexities that have come in, right? And so I think that payroll has always been complex, and it depends on the environment you're in too, right? Like you can be at a place that doesn't have all the different departments and layers and all these different nuances that you have to necessarily worry about at other places. And it could just be a lot of different moving parts, right? There's so many things that make up payroll and go into it. So I don't necessarily think it's become easier. I think I'm going to the latter part and that it's just different now. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to that end, I'll share a little bit of tidbit.
Mhm.
So for much of the 20th century, payroll remained heavily dependent on paper. Employees completed paper forms, supervisors approved paper time cards, payroll clerks used adding machines and printed tax tables. Checks were printed, signed, sorted, and distributed. Employees often received a physical paycheck with a detachable pay stub. We know those days.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
my son said the other day, "Oh yeah, back in the 1900s," and I was like, "1900s, in 1995 or something? Like what in the hell?" But yeah, computers became more widely available during the second half of the 20th century. Payroll processing began moving into computerized systems, ADP being one of the first like pioneers in that space because their original acronym standard for automated data processing. Now they changed it to something people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, right. So large employers were among the first to use mainframe computers to calculate payroll. Over time, payroll service providers and software companies made automated payroll processing available to smaller businesses. Computerization improved speed, consistency, and reporting, but it also introduced new risks. And that's where we're at now. Still with it, a system could process thousands of payments quickly, but it could also process thousands of errors quickly. automation did not eliminate the need for payroll professionals. Much like today, AI is not going to eliminate the need for payroll professionals. It is going to change, just to your point. It's not making it easier, it's going to make it different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Um, Let me see. What else I want to ask you here? What's one piece of payroll technology you couldn't live without?
Oh.
Interesting.
Um,
Hmm.
I think because I used to have to, and I don't necessarily know if it's technology, but I think that I was going to say direct deposit, but it's not really technology in a sense.
No, that's the technology.
But I'm gonna say like reporting tools. Like I think that
Oh, that you can't live without.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you
No doubt. Good ones.
if you didn't have that, think about the manual work you would have to do and like all the different things. Like like try to imagine having to key the data in for thousands of employees. If there was no Excel, if there
It's
was no,
nuts.
reporting tools and stuff like that, you just had to like key everything into
Yeah. It'd be
Word, pick
much
together.
different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah. Nobody would need reporting. Oh, well, yeah, let's see what
What about
happens.
you?
Um, one payroll that I couldn't live without. Yeah. Excel.
Okay, there you go.
Excel. Um, what's the most overrated payroll technology?
Overrated?
Overrated payroll technology.
Am I gonna get in trouble when I say this? Um,
What?
in a sense, this might be controversial. AI,
Oh, cut it out.
AI.
AI overrated. No, I think you're right at this
Yeah.
moment. It's overrated for payroll. Because we're now just years later. AI has been around for a long time, but the AI, in the sense that we know it now, has not really impacted payroll
Yeah.
in a big way yet. It's starting it, right? Remember last episode, I reported on that company that is unleashing it in its tax compliance calculations. So that is a major push forward. So now I believe we're going to start to see that needle move a bit. Yeah, up until right now, it absolutely overrated. Oh, we have all of the vendors. We have AI. Really? Let me see. Oh, it's a great chatbot. It finds, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Um, this is a good one. What's one technology you wish existed, but doesn't?
Oh, okay. So I would say if I could dream up the perfect technology for payroll, I would say
Mhm.
that in my head, I would want a technology that could um basically like send out notifications, explain employee paychecks, basically do all of that. Um, well, look, I know there's technology that can do that in piecemeal, but I would want it to be
Oh,
such a
yeah.
sophisticated like technology that it could easily explain someone's paycheck to them, answer questions, you know, like automatically you know like aside you can like the voice command thing you were talking about, like you can speak to it and it will actually like do it and like set up a batch, like go, hey, I need to pay this employee with employee number blah 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 blah, pay them this amount bonus, and don't take any deductions except for 401k, and tax at this tax rate, like just
Yes.
speaking to it like that
Yeah.
and like it do it for you. I guess that would kind of be the technology I would want.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. And before we move away from the technology part, uh, By the late 1990s and early 2000s, internet-based payroll systems began changing the profession again. Employees gained access to self-service portals where they could view payments, update personal information, and manage tax elections. Timekeeping systems became connected to payroll systems. No more wooden clocks. Human resource benefits, scheduling, accounting, and payroll platforms became increasingly integrated. Today, many employees can receive a notification on their phone the moment their pay is deposited.
Yep.
They can view earnings, taxes, deductions, PTO, year to date, without speaking to anyone in payroll.
Yeah.
Some workers can access earned wages before their regular payday.
Yeah.
Payroll teams can support employees working in multiple states, countries from one centralized platform. Artificial intelligence and automation can identify unusual payments, missing information, or changes that may need review.
Nice.
But despite all the technology, the purpose of payroll has remained remarkably consistent. Payroll must be accurately documented, calculated, the law applied, employee information protected, and the payment delivered. So how we kind of started it off, right? What doesn't change.
So, and look, I wanted to speak to I saw that your notes in there about World War II and federal income tax, right? So I want to talk on that before I go to the what if segment here. Like, so, and how that was a major change, right? So before the 1940s, federal income taxes used to apply to a smaller portion of the population. But the financial demands of the war expanded that basically it required that more Americans pay income taxes. So the Revenue Act of 1942 increased the reach of federal income tax and introduced the victory tax. Then in 1943, the federal government established a broader pay-as-you-earn withholding system because before, workers waited until the end of the year to pay their entire federal income tax bill. And then instead, after this act was passed, employers began withholding the tax from each paycheck. So that was like a monumental shift. So essentially, employers became tax collectors, right? Back then. So could you imagine that? Like, I know that some people still do that. Like, so it kind of seems like back then, everybody kind of was like, in a sense, 1099 and kind of in a 1099 kind of situation, where you were responsible for paying your own taxes at the end of the year versus having someone take it out and like an employer take it out, withhold it, and send the payments over to the government. So just thought I would share that note.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a good one. It's interesting to see how things have changed through the years, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
All
So
right.
what if direct
Let's see.
deposit,
What if? All right.
deposit it disappeared tomorrow?
The system would collapse.
System would.
Yeah, I think so. It'd be that it would cause serious.
So no. So okay. Let me ask a different question then.
Yeah, serious issues.
What if we went away from the standard direct deposit as we know it and went more to like an token based or a cryptocurrency type of thing?
It's crypto.
You know what I'm saying? Like what would that? Would you like that new world or?
I think I personally would. I don't know if everybody would, because how I understand it, I think it would be a better solution.
Okay.
That's just me. I also think that employee data should also be like our personal information should be more of a on the blockchain. We control, because the way I learned it once as we were talking through crypto and payroll is if our information was on the blockchain, it would be one source. It would be like, imagine one document in the world that had our, or database, if, sophisticated, has our information. And we would control who had access to that one document database. And then, yep, I'm going to give you temporary access to my token blockchain data. and then you'll get out, you'll get what you need and get out. As opposed to, we have to keep entering our information in all these systems, in all these places.
Yeah.
That creates the dark web,
Yeah.
and why our information is out on the dark web,
Yeah.
as opposed to it could be in one place that we can secure and monitor that security in one place and only give access as we deem necessary.
Yep.
I think that's the better solution. And yeah, I think moving the money over a blockchain or in that manner where it's not, how can we say, it's not fiat currency, but there's so much impact there that I don't even understand, rates, currency rates, banking, that. But yeah, that's my take on it.
What if everyone was paid daily?
I think we're trying to move into that. Employees had it their way. We would move to that model now. Earned wage access is almost creating that scenario. I think it would be fine if we had the sophistication technology, we run it. I feel like it would still need to be a day in arrears at least.
I kind of feel like that as well, because I feel like the more important thing, instead of being paid daily, is to get everybody, or mostly everybody, because there's going to be people who are going to do whatever they want to do, or just hard headed or whatever, and people are going to make mistakes, right? And so, like, I think I would rather see a place where employees have financial literacy, understand those things, versus, oh yeah, it sounds nice to get paid daily, but if you're not responsible with those funds, whether you're paid daily, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, monthly,
don't matter.
Like you're going to be bad with money either way. So I would like to see that instead.
Exactly right. I like that, no doubt.
What if taxes were eliminated?
You can. I think that's a pipe dream. I think that there needs to be some.
Yeah.
The system needs to be overhauled, but we have to have the infrastructure that everybody, you have running water, you have a sewage system, right? You use bathrooms, you have electricity.
Yeah.
To have those things, you have to pay a government or a governing body to help create the infrastructure. Is the system broken? Yes, of course, absolutely. Yeah. Corrupt, broken, all kind of things. But we need that. We need we need infrastructure, and then we need a mechanism that the people who benefit from the infrastructure are helping to pay for it.
Sir, I agree.
So, it should be overhauled. I don't think it goes away.
Okay. But look, for the interest of time, and plus I have a hard stop in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Let's wrap it up. Go to hot takes. Go to
hot takes.
Whatever we jump down.
Go to hot takes for me.
So let's see. Payroll is more HR than finance. What do you think?
Is that a hot take? I think I'm opposed to that. I think payroll is more financed than HR.
Okay. Every payroll professional should know employment law.
Yes, as much as possible. Yes.
Weekly payroll is better than biweekly.
Well, wait a minute. Is that contradicting myself? Because employment law versus finance? Maybe a little bit.
And that's why it's hot take. You can't stay and dwell on it. You gotta.
Okay.
You can do that after you're done.
I think I like biweekly pay more than weekly.
Weekly or biweekly?
I think I like biweekly.
Okay. Direct deposit should be mandatory. Yes. AI will improve payroll jobs.
Yes, eventually.
Payroll certification should be required.
No. I think
payroll.
I think continued training, continued education should be a requirement. That doesn't necessarily equal certifications.
Payroll should report directly to the CEO.
It depends.
Or you should understand their pay stub before calling payroll.
In the ideal world.
In an ideal world. Oh, good ending there.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that wraps it up, man. Thanks for joining us today. We got a little challenge here before Walt gives us the quote of the day. If you could, this is our listeners, our audience, and all the folks listening or watching on I was gonna say hot tube, YouTube. If you could eliminate one payroll headache forever, what would it be and
Let us
why?
know in the comments. We want to hear from you.
Let us know.
And
Yes.
yeah, we want to know.
And look, and if you engage, because we need more engagement. If you engage, you're the first person to engage on LinkedIn or email us or get it to us, I will send you a free copy of our book.
I like that. I like
Signed,
that.
matter
I
of
like
fact,
that.
right?
Yes, sir.
A signed copy of our book. So end us out today, sure.
All right. Quote of the day by Brian Escobar. Paycheck is
No.
never just a payment. It's a promise kept, a family supported, and a life made a little more secure. That's why payroll matters.
Thank you, folks. We love you. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Until the next time. Peace.